The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaraya Productions.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Tokucast Reviews, episode X. I'm not.
This is
X8 month.
X8 Month Part 3.
Yes.
Revenge of the X8s.
This time, we're talking about Chou Superhero Taisen and True Ending.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave?
Because we still have another video to do after this.
Can I leave?
No.
Anyway,
So,
we're starting with Chou Superhero Taisen.
This is the one we're starting off with.
I will admit, it is, I would say...
It's a movie.
It is a movie in the sense that someone pointed a camera at it and it was played on a theater screen. Then
and it was at least, what?
It was
like 70 minutes long?
It was feature length.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically this qualifies as a movie.
Only by definition.
Because it was filmed on a camera.
In a place.
With actors
Well,
that were paid.
even that's not required.
This movie's awful.
This movie is garbage.
It's, I'm not gonna lie.
Why do we still review these?
I'm not gonna lie, I spent most of the runtime of this movie just playing Hades on my Switch.
As you should.
That's fair.
Occasionally, because about 30 minutes in, I just completely checked out, and I was like, you know what? There are more important things I could be doing.
You know what the sad thing is? I did almost the exact same thing. About 25 minutes in, I went, you know what I'd rather be doing? Playing a Nuzlocke. That says a lot. I hate Nuzlocke.
This movie pretty much...
Follow us on our social medias to see my pain.
This movie pretty much stopped all of the spring movies from happening.
Gee, I wonder why.
There is so little...
Substance.
Yes, so little substance and so little thought or care put into this. It is, hey, do you recognize this?
The movie.
Let's shoot it out of a cannon into the screen into just a big, goopy, pancake batter mess of a movie.
It's so bad. And it's all focused on this kid. Why?
Well, it doesn't focus on him until about a little, maybe like a quarter of the way in, he gets introduced.
Still
and
garbage.
the kid can't act.
No.
He doesn't emote ever at any point in the movie. And
I mean, I wouldn't either. This movie's not worth my time.
I wouldn't either. I'd just be
I'm sure he's
paycheck.
waiting until the check clears.
Pretty much.
Audition, she said. It'll be fun, she said.
You get
You'll
to be in a movie, she said.
Are you proud of me, Mom?
Mom's in the back. Mom's, behind the camera. Going, smile. No.
Are you winning, son? No, I'm not.
No.
Neither are we.
You know what the thing that really pisses me
I
off?
stopped caring about your affections long ago.
The thing that pisses me off the most about this movie is the fact that they tried to shoehorn the Amazon writers in.
That was a moment where, like, oh my god, like, this movie is so ugly. So many scenes are like, hey, let's take one of those gels, slap it in front of the lens,
Ew.
and
Yeah.
let's give everything an ugly little blue filter.
Put some Vaseline over it.
Not some Vaseline, because you can see everything, at least when they're not editing so much, because once again, the fight scenes are bad. I'd forgive it a little more if it had interesting or well choreographed action scenes, and it doesn't.
No.
It's just quick cuts, camera is up the actor's nostrils, and it's horrendous.
It's a terrible
It's
movie.
horrendous.
It's so bad. It's boring. It's bland. It just doesn't.
It also took me a while to figure out where this took place in our timeline of X8.
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
Because I was like, wait a minute, don't the Q Rangers know him already?
That's one of those little special scene things that they do for these movies.
It's so stupid. And once again, it's like our heroes start fighting because they just don't talk to each other first. It's like, hey, we're here to kill that poppy lady. Why? For the good of the universe, of course. Because they think she's the one summoning the things.
This movie makes me sad in my every way.
Here's another. Also, you mentioned this in the part 2 video. Doesn't Namco either...
It's
Are they
Bandai. Yeah.
Well, Bandai Namco, it's the same thing, but like, there are Namco games that appear in this, but they're called Namcot. They put a T on the end for some reason.
Are they afraid of their own licensing?
It's not like, it's still Xevious.
Yeah.
Like, it's still that game. You're not changing the designs. You see the game footage. I'm wondering if it has something to do with it. Because Namco doesn't really exist anymore because they merged together with Bandai. Now it's Bandai Namco. And I'm wondering if it's some kind of a issue with that. They can't use that logo by itself anymore, maybe? Or
you want to know what the issue is?
What is the
trash?
Issue? Well, that's not so much an issue.
Another theory to go out to actually, go to your point. Sorry, it could be a similar case to, and this is just a spitball, like
It's okay. This movie is a spitball.
Like Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. It's a different brand because it's technically a different universe. Again, I might be looking too far into it, but that is one possible explanation.
That's a much better movie.
Do not watch this movie.
Don't.
Watch Spider-Verse instead.
It's so bad. This movie has no plot.
It's the worst.
Okay, to be fair, what superhero Taisen movie had a plot worth talking about?
The first one.
Really though?
Yeah. It was not the best plot.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
All I remember is D-End and Decade's hair.
It was not a great plot. It was worth talking about it because of how the characters were written around it. Just watching Marvelous and Decade be evil and just be...
And then at the end go, haha, no we weren't.
Yes. It had a nice little twist. You had some good action. The characters involved were much better written, I believe.
Isn't that the movie where the Gokai just changed into the O's combos and did nothing with it?
Yes.
They used a blaster. They used like a bazooka, and that was it. In this one, we get Kamen Sentai Go Rider. I think the first time, because
they came in around the same time. The tie-in thing was
stop talking about this movie, please.
It's awful. It's really bad. It's just why nothing makes sense. There's no plot. The characters aren't interesting enough. Just go watch their separate shows. This is like the one really bad thing about X8. I'm just like, whenever people bring it up, I'm like, that doesn't exist. You think it does, but it doesn't. It's awful. It's really bad. Anyway.
One cannot appreciate pleasure if there has not been pain to put it into context.
And this is all the pain that you ever need in your life. Let's talk about True Ending, though.
Lots about that statement, but moving on to much better things. Well, we go from having a child who can't act to a child who can act.
Yes.
I don't believe you. I'm kidding. No, the kid was pretty good.
I think True...
Not Q Ranger good.
That is a bar. Go ahead. You think True Ending what?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
I feel like it was a little too long.
Here's my issues with all of my opinions on this movie.
Yeah.
What is that?
I watched Chou Superhero Taisen right before this.
Oh.
I watched Superhero Taisen after this.
You did yourself a favor.
Because I knew this
did yourself a disservice.
Because I felt like that one was going to be awful.
No,
so
I
didn't want to go into this one angry.
I feel like I did myself a service because I wanted to end on a high bar as opposed to start high and crash. The problem is everything about that movie seems 10 times better than it actually is.
Well, the thing is, you can't end on a high bar if you trip on the low bar and break your face.
Can I get that on a t-shirt, please?
So at least this movie is in canon. It takes place right after the last episode. Mm-hmm. But we actually know about the main bad guy in this movie because he shows up in one of the last episodes of the show proper.
I don't remember that.
He shows up very briefly right before he turns into Game Deus, like before Masamune turns into Game Deus.
No, but are you talking about the Ninja Rider or are you talking
Johnny?
Johnny. Okay.
Yeah, he shows up in this.
Well,
sorry, I'm like, Chou Superhero Taisen just up here, and I'm just like, please get out of my.
Well, so we have a young girl.
Yes.
Who is the crux of this movie? She's in the hospital, and we are told by a faceless man that she doesn't have long to live. Mm-hmm. We cut to the hospital, and we see Emu and Asuna. They're taking care of her. Her mother is there, and she has a very rare brain tumor.
Mm-hmm.
One that is, as we said, life-threatening. And then I love how this movie starts.
It is a very strong start.
The way this movie starts, it's because it's once again in the rain. We very rarely see Toku in the rain.
It's expensive.
Can't get those
Also,
suits
Toei
wet.
has a lot of bad experiences with water damage.
Look at you, gill suit.
Yeah.
Anyway, back
R.I.P. in peace.
But yeah, and a lot of
This is-
people just start collapsing,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like they're coming down with game disease.
Yeah.
But as we find out, this is something different. And I love how quiet this movie starts out as.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, even when all these people are falling down and, you know, we're seeing them start to glitch out, like they're showing symptoms of game disease, there's no bombastic music. No one's really screaming, or like they are, but it's like the level is lowered.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's, because there's the one girl who's like walking with a friend, and the friend falls over, and she's like, hey, are you okay? And then we see her fall over, and it's just like a bunch of people that have all collapsed, and then the same thing starts happening at the hospital, and eventually we learn that there is it's like a VR, they have been transported to a VR world,
Mm-hmm.
which is different from game disease, or at least like a new mutation of it, shall we say.
Yeah.
And Emu has to use a PlayStation VR headset. That
They had like a whole thing right before this where they had like a little miniature special because this was right around the time that PlayStation VR started to really come out.
okay.
So
This would have been
2017.
I was gonna say like the tail end of 2017.
Yeah,
something like that.
because they had like the special where like the cast got to use the VR. So that was a fun little thing to watch.
I was gonna say because I can't help but wonder if they sold that in stores in Japan.
They did.
If they sold that colored version, because that'd be a pretty cool collector's item, I think.
I know that in the commercial they used the white one.
Okay, because in the game it's it's a PSVR headset, but it's X8's colors.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of cool.
Bandai exclusive.
Yeah. But yes,
$1,000.
so Emu has to go into the VR world to pull everyone out and also save the girl.
Yeah.
And we find out that because we have a Ninja Rider in this. Don't
Yes.
get a lot of those.
I love when we actually get to have something like that because Ninja Riders are cool.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot the actual name of the suit. Do you?
I will find it in just a second. Keep going.
And we find out that our Ninja Rider, who was working for Johnny, who was the CEO of another game company, foreign game company, he's the girl's father.
Yeah. Fuma.
Kamen Rider Fuma, thank you. And what do you think of this suit?
I love the head.
Mm-hmm.
I do think weirdly enough,
keeping that spiky hair and the
yeah, because it's Jiraiya.
mm-hmm.
But I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the middle part.
Actually, I prefer the middle part.
I think it's because of the fact that because of the outline is the way that it is with that pattern,
Mm.
it makes the middle look so small.
Looks like he has a very slender waist.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit too thin for me, at least around the middle. Like I like the way it's designed. I love the baggy pants and everything. I think the waist is the only thing that sort of tips me off. But at the same time, you have that extremely huge gamer driver in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wish the gamer driver had been a different color.
I wish it was because of the fact that this one was it was given to him, but to Johnny by Masamune. I wish you would have recolored it to match
the suit.
Yeah, to match Fuma's suit a little bit
But
better.
on the whole, I think it's a pretty good suit.
Yeah, I like the suit. I think it's
I just see
very
a
well
Ninja
designed.
Rider.
It's just the middle. Yeah.
And then for the rest of the movie, it's, because not too long after they managed to pull the girl out, because then Hiro decides he's going to perform an emergency operation.
Yeah.
To try and excise the tumor.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's basically just like then we have to fight Johnny, and that's just kind of the rest of the movie.
Yeah. And then we get
because the father turns over a new leaf. He comes back, and we see him with his wife, and they're like holding the daughter's hand. And this is after the operation, but we get like a nice, sweet, emotional scene with them.
Yeah.
But then it's just like we have to fight the bad guy. We got to fight Johnny, who I will admit has a great suit.
Yeah.
Johnny's dragon suit, I like quite a bit.
I'm trying to find... Where is it? There it is. We also didn't get Mighty Creator. Not a fan of the head.
It kind of reminds me of what would happen if Zuo the Whale was a Kamen Rider suit.
But the head is the problem. Because of the VR visor. It's too big.
Yeah, I actually think it's okay.
Yeah,
I think the suit's okay.
It's just the VR visor for me. Because of the fact that it's so big up here and the chin goes down immediately. Yeah.
I don't mind it. There have definitely been worse
At least
suits.
it wasn't the final, like, this is the new final form. No, this is the only one that you use within the VR realm, but Muteki's still your final. And it's still a lot stronger.
He has because Kuroto makes a special gashot for him.
Yeah.
The VR gashot.
Which he uses in there. And I love what it can do. I think it's very cool, making missiles and stuff in midair. I think that's very cool. I'm just not the biggest fan of the suit, simply because of this. Everything else is fine, it's just this is too big.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Especially as a direct follow-up to the show proper. And then everything else that happens, actually technically happens this year within the trilogy that we had to do for X8 Part 4. But yeah, I still think this is a good follow-up movie. It's not the best of the solo Kamen Rider movies, but it still holds its own. It's not god-awful. It's not... What's a god-awful one?
Superhero Taisen?
Just as a solo one. Kiva's. I really like Kiva's.
Most of them.
There's Nowhere Near Paradise Lost or Forza's. Those were good movies.
Forza, yeah, Paradise Lost.
I like Paradise Lost. Him just cutting up Taiga in the middle of that giant Coliseum. I mean, Saiga.
Yeah.
That was
Another thing I really liked about this movie was the ending song.
Yeah, Daiki does it again.
It was a good song.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much I liked it.
Mr. Miura. He does very good music. He's a very good artist. Very good dancer. He and Boa have a song together. Bring it all back together.
We were talking a lot about Boa. He was talking a lot about Boa.
It's her 20th anniversary this year. I love it. It's great. But yeah, watch this movie.
Yeah.
Watch this one.
Don't watch the other one.
Don't watch the other one. We don't know what the other one is.
If you liked X8, yeah, definitely give this one a watch.
Yeah, especially because it goes into the last 3 movies that we're going to be doing.
If you don't like X8, then don't bother.
But yeah, that is X8 Month Part 3. This was originally supposed to come out on Sunday, but other things happened. So, but yeah, this is our last one for the year, so we want to go ahead and wish everybody a happy holidays. And we'll see you on January 10th for X8 Month Part 4 before we move into...
After we give 2020 its eviction notice.
Yes. And then we'll move into the
Long
next
since
show.
overdue. And our next show is...
Garo Season 3 anime. And then Jake and I will be doing Ultramed Z because that just finished.
Yes, it did.
Oh yeah, Patty tweeted about it all last night.
And then
Marcus was watching it this morning.
Yeah, I finished it this morning. And then we're going to go back to the 70s for a little bit after Ultraman Z.
With what?
Kamen Rider?
Yo, we're going to do Zubat.
Oh.
I thought you were about to say Zuban Bon Bon.
No, I almost did.
We're getting old school.
Yeah, I sort of just want to go back just to, give us a little break from the more modern ones, especially because we're coming up until when Zenkaiger is supposed to start. So we're going to go back and do Zubat, and then we're going to do Gavin. We're going to do the original Gavin. And then we'll do Lupat.
Okay. But as always, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Follow us on all the things. And if you like what you see, click, subscribe, click the bell to be notified. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.